Hey guys, I got another video for you right here. As you can see, this one is obviously on water bladders. I just wanted to make a quick video comparison between the Camelbak Omega reservoir and the Source WXP reservoir. Both of these bladders are 3 liters, as you can see, and I just wanted to compare them side by side to show you, why a lot of people prefer the Source water bladder over the Camelbaks and what makes them differently. Both of these bladders, even though they're 3 liters, their shape is a little bit different. The Camelbak one's a little bit taller and a little bit thinner, more straight on the side. The Source gets a little wider right here in the middle part, and it's just a little bit shorter. But besides that, basically, they both look the same when they're full of water. The other big difference between the two of them is, as you can see, the Source bladder uses this pull tab at the top. You just undo this thing, and then you have complete access to the inside of the bladder. A lot of people like this because you can get in there, and clean it up very well, and it's really easy to get rid of the water or just whatever big debris or whatever you get in there. And it also uses this pull tab right here. This cap right here. That it just makes it a lot easier to fill on the water hose or the tap or anything. The Camelbak uses their typical big mouth opening. It's a little bit hard to open once it has been sealed, but I still think it's big. It's plenty big for you to get your hands in there. I do it all the time, and I have medium to large hands. It's not really difficult to clean the inside of the bladder. As you can see, you have some water in there. And once this thing is sealed, it's tight. It's like it is not going to open. Period. I do think that this could be fixed. But it has its disadvantages. The advantage that it has over the Source, though, is that if you step on this bladder, if you fall on top of it, or there's a lot of pressure on it, it's not going to open, period. The Source bladder is very likely that this is going to come off. It's going to just go off flying, and your water is going to spill everywhere. What that means is that, well, if this bladder were to fail, it's broken, period. There's nothing you can do about it. If this one were to fail, you can just put this back on, it'll be fine. But the chances of this bladder failing on you on that are very, very, very little. I've seen people run over trucks on top of these bladders without bursting. So I really think that you have nothing to worry about there. If you don't believe me, just go on YouTube and look for some of those videos. I'm pretty sure you'll find them. Both of them have these little tabs right here that makes it a lot easier to carry them. There's no big difference there. The other big difference, well, not big, but noticeable difference, is that both of them come with this insulated cover for the tubes. The one on this bladder right now, as you can see, is off because I cut it off. My wife tried to remove it a while ago, and then we realized that once you try to remove it, it ruins it. So you might as well just leave it there. So I had to cut it off because it just generated a big bulk that was just not pretty to look at. The Source one comes glued to the tube, so there's no way, period, you can even try to remove this, which is kind of neat. But it's not a big difference between the way these ones come on the Camelbak. Both of these bladders can be removed at the bottom. As you can see, the Source you just clip and comes off. The Camelbak one's a little bit harder to remove, and then just press down and there you go. Both of these tubes are I think they're the same material, if I'm not wrong. The Camelbak one's a little bit longer than the Source one, but besides that, there's no big difference. Also, both of them you can remove the mouthpiece by just pressing down on this part. And on the Camelbak one, as you can see, it has this button, and you can just press down on it and remove it. The mouthpieces are actually kind of different. On the Source, I'm using the Helix Valve, which, as you can see, has this dirt cover. You just undo. It has this little string, very strong string, so you don't really have to worry about this coming off. But then the Helix Valve, you turn it, as you can see, you turn it, and then you bite down on it to drink from it. I have some problems with that because I've seen some people say that you can turn it with your mouth, but I find that very difficult, and if I have to turn it with my fingers, that defeats the purpose of the cap. because if my fingers are dirty or they have something that I don't know about, I'm going to get the mouthpiece dirty, and that's going to get into my mouth. Also, the Helix valve is actually kind of hard to drink from because the opening is not as big and the water doesn't flow as easily. So you have to suck in it a little harder, and even then, not as much water will come off. On the Camelbak, as you can see, it has this little pull tab right here, and the cap just kind of stays there. Kind of like that because with this, on the Source one, if you undo this, it just dangles. You know, it's not a big issue, but I just like that the cap stays there. And this mouthpiece is very big. Like, a lot of water comes through here. And I really like that. I prefer, you know, knowing that I can drink a lot of water whenever I want to. The locking mechanism for this valve is on the tube itself. It comes with this little pull, this little valve, I guess you can say. You push it down to lock it, you push it on to open it. That's just in case, you know, for if there's any pressure applied to the bladder, both of these bladders will be sealed safely, and no water will be leaked. Even if you put pressure on them, no water will come out until you bite on it. And I think that's a really neat feature on both of them. But as far as mouthpieces go, I prefer the Camelbak one better on that aspect. And the big advantage that I see on the Source is that once you undo this part right here at the bottom, the bladder is sealed. This is sealed, so no water is going to come out of it, period. Which I think is a really neat feature, because if I have to remove this out of a backpack, I don't need to undo the hose from the shoulder strap and the hydration port or anything. You know, I just undo this clip at the bottom, take the bladder with me, fill it up again, and put it back in the backpack and just connect it, period. On the Camelbak one, even though this is an older model, by the way, this is about a 4-year-old model, I think. They have a newer model right now, and I know they're coming out with an even newer model. But yeah, but on this older model, if you undo the cap, this won't seal. So that means the water is just gonna come flowing through unless you put something here to block it. Which I think is it's just a bit inconvenient, because having to undo this through backpack strap every time I want to fill the bladder, I think is an issue. And but I do know that the new bladder that they are coming up with fixes that. I know that they have a new mechanism that is going to lock this every time you undo it, which I think is really neat. As far as weight, both of them weigh about the same when they're empty. You know, just under about a pound, I think. So that's not really a big difference. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of people prefer the Source bladders because, well, they have certain advantages. And I don't know. Personally, I think they're really cool bladders. I really like everything that they come with. They're high quality, no doubt about it. But if I had to go with my money, I would probably stick to the Camelbaks, because I've been using them for quite a long period of time, and I really like them. The Source bladders, they're good. They're just as good, if not probably better. But I just prefer handling these bladders, because I think, you know, I don't know, I like how this feels better. I like how the shape better. The big opening is perfectly fine for me. I don't need this. If anything, I find that this tends to rub on the inside of my backpacks, and sometimes, you know, over time this might wear down the insides and might cause some damage to the backpack. Plus, as you can see here, you need a clip. With the Camelbak ones, in order to hang them, all you need is a loop, because you can see they're open. So you just put it in through the loop, and that's fine. You don't need an extra clip. But this ones you do. You know, you need a pull tab. It's not a big deal, but it's small differences like that make me just want to stick to this one. Also, just wanted to show you. Let me grab the camera right here. Camelbak is coming out with these new bladders. They were announced a while ago. This is the new backpack that they chose for that the Marine Corps chose for their new backpacks. And I'm really looking forward to them, because I know that they fixed a lot of the problems. As you can see, like, they're a little bit lighter. They fixed the connection valve system, the plug thing, and they made it a quarter of a turn. You know, meaning that all you need to do is turn it once to your left, and it will be, to the quarter of a turn once to the left, and it'll be fine. Oh, you open it. So yeah, but anyway, those are just some things that I think you guys might be interested on regarding these bladders. Alright, have a good day, guys.